You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
So a peek behind the curtain. This episode was meant to be recorded Thursday night at 7 p.m. Charlie's time. But wanting to upstage Go Time Dolphins, Tyreek Hill and Tua basically said their podcast coming out at 7, which was then a few hours late. And we didn't see the point in recording an episode and not speak about probably the biggest story in as a Dolphins fan on Thursday night / Friday morning, probably over the weekend, what Tua said on Tyreek Hill, It Needs to Be Said podcast. So before we dive into that and react to that and all that kind of stuff, Charlie, I know you're super busy, but how are you?
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, man, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I am officially a businessman now. And it's taking all the time. Like, there's no sleep, there's no rest, there's not enough time in a day. Chris Rock said there's a difference between a job and a career, and I feel him a lot more right now. And it's like there's not enough hours in a day, but I'm blessed, highly favored. And I wanted to bring this up on the last podcast and I wanted to bring it up at the end of the last podcast because it was more, I don't want to say it was more relevant, but it was current. And I forgot to bring it up. So rest in peace to Marlon Briscoe. You know what I'm saying? First black AFL quarterback. And he played for the Broncos and then came over to the Miami Dolphins and won 2 Super Bowls with us. Was obviously a part of the 72 Dolphins. And passed away, and it happens to be the 50th anniversary of the 72 Dolphins. So we're going to bring in this 50th anniversary this season, remembering him. And everybody else that ain't here, shout out to Shula. And that team getting older now, man. Like time is taking a toll on everyone. But rest in peace, Marlon Briscoe, man. Y'all know what time it is. I'm about to say, stay positive, test negative. So the last episode, I ended with the glitch. This episode, I'm beginning with the glitch because I don't get enough sleep nowadays. But it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. The Tua and Tyreek. Tua and Tyreek, man. What you made of it when you seen it? What was your first take from it?
So do you know how you say there's 2 Kadeems? There's podcast Kadeem and there's WhatsApp Kadeem.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's like multiple Tuas and there's podcast Tua, and then there's probably a Tua that the guys see in the locker room because he didn't seem tense, but he did seem like someone who, like, I'm sure they both knew there's certain things that they just couldn't speak about, like couldn't speak about the Brian Flores situation. Probably couldn't really delve into all the negative press. I'm surprised they didn't talk about his recovery from the hip injury, but then I also feel like had they discussed that, it's more about, that's giving the haters, the naysayers more ammo. So my overarching take was Tua seemed on edge in a good way, just more of like I've got to be careful what I say. And I think the moment he snapped out of it was right at the end when when Tua was gonna, spit some bars and then took the mick out of Tyreek Hill and I was all laughing. He's like that's when I'm sorry. That's when he seemed that he's most relaxed. When it literally was like he's with his boys, he's chilling and all that kind of stuff. So that was my overarching take, that Tua probably hates. Yeah, I think Tua hates being in the limelight unless he's playing football. If when he's playing football, he's happy being, QB1. In interviews, he's like, I don't really want to be talking about this. I just want to be, watching Netflix, playing his ukulele, and looking after his dogs. How about you?
First take. Well, I'll just respond to your take, and I'll tell you what I took away from it. First thing I took away from it. I don't think it's not that he doesn't like being in the limelight. I think that kind of changed with the raw deal that he got coming in. The first couple years, he got a bad deal. You could tell his relationship with Ryan Fitzpatrick is there. It's a good relationship. It's funny how he has a good relationship with his teammates and people around the organization, but not Flores. And the front office may have been trying to trade him. So it's like the sabotage wasn't in anywhere else. It wasn't anywhere else except for in the front office. So here it is clear that the front office has done a disservice to their supposed to be franchise quarterback. I'm supposed to be a franchise player. Shout out to Allen Iverson. He was supposed to be a franchise quarterback, and they just did a disservice to him. So now we're trying to get retro dated back pay. You're like, hey, all right, we're gonna let's do this over. But we're 3 years in now. Like, that's not cool. So now what you see is a little relief, if I could say relief, but it's like he's breathing like, all right, now it's up to me now. It's not up to no one else. It's not up to this person and that person, and they're gonna talk and they're gonna talk. Like, all I have to do is play football, and that's all I want to do. So what I took from it, Kadeem, was I think if everybody could go back, it'd be a lot different. I still don't think he's comfortable. Bro, everyone knows he's rightfully or unrightfully on the hot seat right now. His seat for himself is like, I don't mind it, but at least let me do this to myself. At least let me have a upside down pick ratio like Trevor Lawrence does, and then put me on a hot seat. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm on a hot seat for some reason. You feel me? So I think that's how he feels. And I think he will come out and be like, you know what? All I got to do is play now. That's it. And then even you caught it in the episode where Tyreek Hill was like, boy, quarterbacks got to know everything. Quarterbacks got to know the line protection. Quarterbacks got to change the line protection. Quarterbacks got to know what the defense are doing and not doing and might do. Quarterbacks got to know every single receiver's route when they forget, like, hey, what's my route, bro? Quarterback got to know that. You know what I'm saying? So for everyone 3 weeks into OTAs, Tua don't know the playbook. But I don't think no one knows the playbook right now. Three weeks into OTA. Go ahead.
So I made a note about something Hill said, and literally off the back of that, and he was like, Hill was in the huddle, and he was like, he didn't know the play, and he had to ask Tua for the play, and Tua told him the play. So for all this, Tua doesn't know the playbook. It's like Hill kind of put that story to bed by saying, no, he knows the playbook, because they even went back and said, if you don't know the playbook, and receivers would be like, this ain't the guy. This ain't the guy. He doesn't know it. Whereas Tua knows the playbook, or what they were going through. Tua knew the stuff to the point where Hill didn't know it, and Tua had to, bring Hill up to speed. So, yeah, there was quite a few things. Like another thing I noted before I pass back to you, talking about, being a franchise player. Hill said, and I basically took it down verbatim. He said, if your organization believes in you, then they will set you up for certain success. They believed in this young man right here, but they believed in him in his third year. And we can even go back and forth about how much they really believed in him, because they haven't really fixed the line. The second year, they brought in Jalen Waddle. They brought in Will Fuller. But let's be honest, he wasn't set up to succeed. Whereas now, they've got a quarterback's coach, a head coach, and receivers who believe in him. So they set him up for success. So, but like I said, have they even fixed the defensive line? But I took down so many quotes that Tyreek Hill said based on a whole bunch of things. So yeah.
There's somebody out there right now listening to this podcast that's a Dolphins fan and dislikes Tua. And there's also someone out there listening to this podcast that's not a Dolphins fan and dislike Tua. So they both dislike Tua, and they're listening to Kadeem say, oh my goodness, we got to hear you talk about the line again. You guys added more people on the line. What do you mean it's not fixed? So what do you mean it's not fixed, Kadeem?
You've arguably got a gaping hole at right tackle, and it's either going to be the guy you drafted, and the person playing right tackle is either the guy you drafted to play left tackle, or to move to right tackle, or the guy you drafted to probably play right tackle that moved to left tackle, but was probably the worst tackle in the league. And you've also got your center who you probably picked up in free agency to play left guard, who you've moved to center, means who can play at left guard. The only surefire position right now is Teron Armstead at left tackle and maybe Robert Hunt at right guard. People say play Robert Hunt at right tackle. So again, when I say we haven't even fixed the line, it's because it's the start of July, and no one can not a single Dolphins fan can definitively say these are the starting 5 players when fit, when healthy, because we have no idea. And in his third season, that's not good enough.
You said the only surefire fix was that left tackle. I wanted to hit the bam wrong because he's injury prone. Now, the only surefire position that's locked for me is right guard, and that's Robert Hunt. Yes, I love to have Teron Armstead at left tackle, but you get what you get. So no, I'm not making excuses like, oh, look at the excuses coming. Nothing like that. But this is not the line that we envisioned. 3 seasons into our franchise quarterback's career. 3 seasons into our franchise quarterback career, we still haven't fixed the O-line. So here I am saying, yo, Lyle Collins, now you put Teron Armstead on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Go get Amari Cooper. I would love that line more than I love the line I have now, but we have no Tyreek Hill. So I understand you got to give and take. You go with Tyreek Hill and Lester on the line. I just don't want to hear it's Tua, but you're going to get it's Tua if there's more sacks that are taken. And I don't want to hear, oh, he don't get the ball out of his hand quick enough, because he led the league. He was in the top 3 in the league with time of release. So it's not that he don't get the ball out quick enough. Then I don't want to hear he doesn't have pocket presence, because we've seen what happened when Jacoby Brissett came in and how many sacks Jacoby Brissett took and how little sacks Tua took. So we're about to find out. I'm not saying the line is atrocious. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we're 50 in the league anymore. I do think we're going to be in the above 20s. I do believe that. I don't think we're top 10 though. I don't think we got a top 10 line. And that's all right, because all last year I was just saying, yo, I just need time. Give me something. So we're going to have something now. But had we had a good line, like, yo, my dog would have been back there dealing. So, yeah, man, just put a button on that part. Everyone who was talking about he don't know the plays. He don't know the playbook. He's struggling to pick up the playbook. Matter of fact, everybody was struggling to pick up the playbook 28 days into a new playbook. That's normal. That's called life. I like to see someone learn a new language in 28 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is what it is. It's a language. It's a whole new language. You have to learn a whole new system. So, nah, man, I never panicked about the playbook and is he going to pick it up. Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl with this playbook. Jimmy Garoppolo went to the Super Bowl with this playbook. I don't even know where Jared Goff is on my top 32 off the top of my head. And I know Jimmy Garoppolo on my top 32 is like 33rd. So, and that was not even a joke. I'm dead serious. That's exactly where he is. So I'm not tripping about Tua. What else I took from the podcast? Something that I noticed was there's a lot of edits. Oh, there's a bunch of edits, like jump, skip. We'll take that out. We'll pass that. Oh, you know you got to edit this, right? You feel me? There's a lot of that. And I don't like that. And you don't get much of that here on Go Time Dolphins. And this is for a reason, because we want to give y'all our authentic selves. And you might get it once in a blue moon. But nothing because of we wanted to edit what we said. Never. It's never because we wanted to edit what we said. Like, that's 100%. I'm lying, Kadeem?
No, not at all.
Matter of fact, Mr. Editor, shout out to the producer of the show, Kadeem Simmons himself. If we edit a podcast, why did we have to have an edit? Like if it jumped, if it skipped, why did we have that in there? If it's not for editing what we said purposes.
Genuinely, every edit I've done, I could probably name you all the reasons. Someone's phone's gone off, someone's been at the door, and to put like obviously my mom came in once, but like actually I need to take this conversation. Someone's internet has gone. It's happened to both of us. I think that's it. To the point where if you watch certain shows, we will get something wrong and we will laugh and go, that's staying in the episode. Like if I mess up, it's staying in the episode because I messed up. You know, we've never had a situation where we've said something and oops.
But Kadeem, we can't keep that in the podcast. We're gonna have to edit that out. We never did that.
It's funny. Someone we both follow on Twitter, Tilly, massive Tua fan. Even she said, she was like, don't think we didn't notice the edits. Like it needs to be said. So tell us what needed to be said. And like, I was watching it going. It's like at one point I think he was talking, and then it jumped to Tua, and I was like, "Yo!" Like there wasn't even no transition, no background music. It was literally like, and I was like, "Yo, come on! Like you can do better. I can do better than this." So we had it off air. We said it off air. I reckon there was things that they probably didn't want to speak about, like the Brian Flores situation, all that kind of stuff. And I'd be interested to know what came up in conversation through natural conversation. We're looking back, they were like, actually no. And I reckon, or my theory is that either Hill or someone on that couch said something which they look back and said, it's not actually that bad. But the way the media jumps on everything negative about Tua, we can't have that. We can't have that. And even like there's a bit where they make a joke about Tua underthrowing Hill, and I was all laughing about it and stuff like that. But I can imagine it being something where I can't think of an example right now. But they look back, they watch it back and said, if we keep this in, we're going to get too much negative reaction, and it's not even worth it.
Speaking of edits, here I am, the businessman, doing big business, and something happens in my email. This is as we speak, where I'm going to have to I'm not going to say, Kadeem, edit this out, but we're going to keep this in the podcast. This is why we don't edit. Like this has to be done on air, but I don't want to edit this out because we don't do edits here on Go Time Dolphins.
While you do that, I'll bring up another point.
Go ahead.
I tweeted this out on my personal account. The one thing, so I've made it crystal clear that I wasn't thrilled with the Tyreek Hill signing, not because of him as a player, but some off the field issues. But the one thing I genuinely loved about Tyreek Hill in this episode is the way he empowered Tua multiple times. You know, they talk about a situation where I think Tua was like, you know, I think Tua said to Hill and the wide receivers, we should, you know, work out, you know, out of hours. Where would you like to work out? And Hill was like, you tell us. And Tua was like, no, like I'm not gonna let you guys decide. And Hill was like, no, you tell us where we're going to throw, and that's where we throw. He was like, it could be in Hawaii, and I will make sure that the rest of the wide receivers and whoever you ask what is there is gonna be there. And you know, even when he's talking about you know, building up chemistry, he was like, I'm gonna be in your kitchen washing dishes. And you're gonna come downstairs and be like, yo, Reek, what are you doing? He's like, I don't even like dogs, but I look after your dogs. And it's again, I believe it might have been Tilly or someone else was talking about how every other quarterback and wide receiver, you know, combination in the league, when they praise each other, it's like, yeah, that's great. But when it happens in Miami, it's like Hill is doing it on purpose, and it's not that. Again, I think I took down the quote. But yeah, he was like, without a quarterback, I'm nothing. Without an offensive line, none of us are anything. But he also says, you know, you tell us where to go, and that's where we're going. Like we follow you. Like you are our leader. So what you say goes. Like we've got your back. and they had the clip out beforehand talking about why Hill does what he does, and it's not because they're teammates, but because they're brothers. So like I said, I'm not the biggest Tyreek Hill fan, but the way he empowers and uplifts Tua is something which again hasn't happened over the past 3 years, not on a consistent basis anyway.
Yeah, people think it's inauthentic. Like, oh, he don't like Tua that much, or they don't like Tua that much. Like, what? I don't understand why people feel like teammates don't like Tua. Like, why would you think that? Like, he's I don't want to use that word that I use for other people that I've allocated for other people, but like he's such a, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good dude. You know what I'm saying? I can see being homies with Tua.
100%.
Shout out to Tilly, by the way. Shout out to Tilly. I rock with Tilly too. But what if it's not Tilly? What if it's like Tilly?
Oh yeah. No, it's double L.
I mean, you in England right now, bro. I'm in the States, and she's in like Hawaii. Maybe she's in the French Polynesia. I think that's bad.
Well, apologies if you got your name wrong. Really, I deeply apologize.
And you where you at on the planet? We should find out.
Yeah,
and then shout her out on the next episode. But yeah, man. Man. Yo, he's a good dude. I could see being homies with Tua, like cracking jokes and stuff. You know, like he's a likable person. So I don't know why people have this conjured up this misconception that teammates wouldn't like him as a good dude. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yep. People playing. We have one goal. We're trying to get to a chip, and we're gonna get there. Like, not only are we gonna get there, we're gonna win it on his rookie deal. So it's coming. I cannot wait for it. And just know Go Time Dolphins is here for that. And we got stuff ready to go. Just know it.
Yeah. It's you say he's a good dude. Is it Julius, the other guy in the show? Towards the end, he says
Julius, something like that.
Yeah. He says to Tua, and he's like, you're humble, you're laid back, you're poised. Where'd you get that from? And probably my favorite bit is when Tua was like, yeah, don't take me being humble for lack of confidence. He was like, I'm a he talks about, being the silent assassin, how at Alabama, he wasn't a talker, but he'd be like, okay, I'm going to get you. And it's, again, if I butcher your name, I'm really sorry. But Tilly also posted this tweet from Trent Dilfer talking way back. And what's the word he used about Tua? Assassin. He was like, Tua is an assassin. And again, as Tua was talking, you see Tyreek Hill going, this is my guy. This is the Tua T that I want to see. And again, it's like, it's not forced. This whole, Tua looks bad in practice, or the offense looks bad in practice. Tua doesn't know the playbook. Tyreek Hill's only been here for a little while. At one point during the show, and I think this was forced, but I think he kind of also means it. He's like, Tua is the most accurate quarterback in the league. I don't really believe that, but I can see where he's coming from. But this whole Tua is an assassin. For Tyreek Hill to believe that and only see him in practice against this Miami Dolphins defense, which is a top 5 defense in the league, and has stayed together, Tua's doing stuff in practice, which is making people go, yeah, he's here, he's ready. And
Tyreek Hill played against Tua though. He was on the sideline when Tua didn't get spanked, and I rewatched some of that game. Sherrod Steve about the Chiefs Dolphins game. Talk about the defense did it. The defense did it. Like, bro, we were down 4 or 7 with 4 minutes left, and they had over 30 points. What did the defense really do, bro? Like, the defense gave up all kinds of stuff too. So nah, man, it was a whole team game. It wasn't just the defense, and it wasn't just Tua. But don't give all the defense all the credit when Tua ball too. And it's funny because Tyreek Hill got to see that. He got to see that. But I cut you off. You were gonna say something else?
Well, no, it's just that for Hill to be in the building a month, 2 months maximum, but to have a firm belief that not only is Tua the guy, but Tua is an accurate, deadly quarterback, an assassin. It's something which, I was watching it, and this, again, a bunch of players have said it. Nick Hicks, a performer, said it. He's like, Alabama Tua's back. and I didn't watch Alabama Tua consistently. If you give me Alabama Tua in Miami, it's going to be a problem. Like this whole Tua can't throw deep. Like just give me silent assassin Tua, and I wish we had an amazing graphics department because we would have a silent assassin Tua t-shirt, graphics, all that kind of stuff. Like,
hey, what's that song? What's that video game? It was like a PS2 game. Is it? I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it
Assassin's
Tenshu?
Creed?
No, is it? Oh, it was. There was Assassin's Creed, but it was like Tenshu or Teku, or it was Tencho.
Let's have a quick.
What's that pronounced?
Tench. That's not. So say again,
Tencho. PS2.
Okay, there's a Tenchu. Tenchu.
Yeah. Oh, is it you? I thought it was O.
And that's a PlayStation game, still for Assassins. So
it's a U. It's not an O.
Yeah, you.
Hey, can you throw it up for the yo? Hey, shout out to the old gamers. You know what I'm saying? To the old PS2 first PlayStation. Shout out to everybody who owned a Genesis. The canon steps back. And if there's an Atari owner out there, we appreciate you rocking with us here on Go Time Dolphins. Atari. I wasn't around for Atari. I'm just saying. Yeah, that is it. Tenshu.
Yeah.
I can see Tua in the ninja get up with the playbook on his wrist.
So, yeah.
Hey, I beat that game, bro.
I've never played it.
Bro, you jump off the roof. I love it.
Yeah,
shout out all the gamers out there.
Someone's got to do us like Tua looking like that, and the thing is, it works. Tagovailoa, Shadow Assassins, like.
Oh, what's the word Tenshu even mean? Like Tua Tenshu silent assassin. Is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we get the definition meaning? What we got?
Tenshu, divine retribution.
Oh. we on to something.
Ten meaning heaven and Chu meaning death penalty. Wrath of heaven.
Oh, assassin. Ooh, I'm telling you, it's like Tua the Tenshu or something like that. Tua Tenshu Tua, whatever. We're gonna work it out.
I like Tenshu Tua. I like that.
Tenshu Tua. You know what's funny though about that the episode? I don't know if he said it was the first practice, but he said he just got to Alabama and he met Nick Saban and they were running 80s.
Yep.
Now listen, for those of us who may not know what 80s are and they're not really in the sports like that, it's cool. Y'all don't have to be an athlete to sympathize for athletes. You know what I'm saying? 80s is when you run 80 yards. You know what I'm saying? And it's back and forth, 80 yards, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Tua was running with the team. They were doing 80s. And Tua was just thinking during practice, like, nah, boy, this ain't it. This is not it. And he got home after that practice and called his dad and said, hey, what's up with that USC offer?
Yeah,
what's up with that USC offer? You think we can still get that? And I ain't gonna lie, I can see too at USC. Like, I think he's obviously he may not be as successful at USC, but I think he would have put USC back on the map. I got a story about some 50s. Nah, they weren't 80s, but they were 50s. I was in high school, and I had this crush on this girl on the soccer team. I actually know her name. I'm just not going to say it. This is high school. You know what I'm saying? High school crush. You feel me? The whole school knew I had a crush on this girl. True story. So she plays on the soccer team, and I play on the football team. It's a spring ball. You feel me? So I'm the fastest person on the team, but there's people around the school that think the kicker is the fastest person on the team. And I don't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So the kicker actually plays soccer too. So he was practicing with us, and everyone knows kickers don't really practice with the team. They practice off by themselves with the unit. You know what I'm saying? The holder, the punter, then the kicker, right? So we did a whole practice. We're talking about practice. We did a whole practice. Everybody's sweating. It's spring ball. It's hot in the Sunshine State. And we got to line up for 50s. I'm like, no. But I see the soccer team. I see the girls soccer team. And I was about to say her name. So I see this girl, right? I'm like, oh, there she go. And, you know, they doing little laps around the track, and we're on the field. The field is in the middle of the track. And they looking at stuff. I'm like, I'm going to show out. So we run the first 50. I'm the first one done. Like, yeah, I'm good. Boy, I'm the fastest one on the team. I don't know where to kick at. You feel me? Run another 50. All right, first one done. You feel me? This is nothing. Run another 50, like kicker kind of catching up. I'm like, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? Run another 50. I'm like, all right, he can have the rest. Like, I'm the fastest on the team. I proved myself already. How many of these things we gonna run? I thought we was just gonna run a couple. And I just keep hearing the whistle. I'm like, nah, bro. This ain't it. You feel me? So this is a true story. I'm like, I don't know how many more of these things I got left in me. You feel me? Maybe I should have paced myself and not ran so hard in the beginning. Whistle's still going off. I'm like, nah, hey, if he blow this whistle again, I'm done. And he blow the whistle again. Shout out to Coach Elder. It was Coach Elder. Shout out to Officer Grimes too. So it get to a point, Kadeem, this is a true story. I'm not even lying to you. I'm done. I'm grits. That's it. I go on the knee. And all the coaches, get up. I'm the only one on the knee. I'm like, nah, bro. So I like, dang. So I get back up. Everybody got to run more for Charles. Oh,
you're that guy. Like, oh, okay, what?
So I run it with them. I run the next one with them, right? I'm like, nah, bro, this something ain't right. So I run back with them too. I said, it's over with. I'm done. I'm grits. And I lay down. I'm dead, Kadeem. I'm like, no, bro. I'm done. Y'all doing too much. You feel me? And coach comes over there, and I'm gonna be real with you. I open my eyes, but I don't see nothing. I'm like, yo, coach, this is bad, coach. I can't see you right now, and I think my eyes are open. I need something to drink, bro. Like, this is it. You feel me? Michael Jackson, this is it. And everybody's running more for Charles. Whistle going off, but I'm still laying on the floor dead, like, well, almost dead. I'm just clocked out like, nah, man. Whistle still going off. Everybody's still running. They ran at least 2-3 more. And I think, like, whoever was over there, I'm not even sure which coach it was. They're like, yeah, I think it's kind of serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, coach, we might have to be done. You feel me? So everybody was done. And I honestly can't even tell you. I don't remember how I got to the locker room. I don't think I passed out. I don't know if I passed out or not, but I don't know how I got to the locker room. And I remember laying on the bench in the locker room, and everybody was still like, everybody was like taking showers and stuff and leaving. So I had to be laid out on the bench for a while. Like, dang, how long I've been laying here? You feel me? So yeah, man, that was not a good day. I seen my crush. I almost said her name again. And then I was winning my 50s, and then kicker thought he was doing something. Kicker was just running, bro. Like, look at this man. Didn't do not one practice, bro. And he's just in front of everybody. I ain't like it. And then my crush seen me pass out on the field. Like, dang, bro. But just I did shoot my shot that school year, though. I ain't get her.
I took one thing from that story, and that was you was playing sports and you got hurt. That's what I took from it. Once again, Charlie Touche proved that he can't, like, you was one in and you got hurt. You had to take a knee. I'm just saying, at some point you have to finish a game, finish a practice, finish something. That's all I'm saying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
You got all the jokes, bro. That's what you took from the story, bro.
No. To be fair, the first note I took was Tua wanted to leave Bama for USC at 18, because again, it's like, you know, he speaks about, you know, leaving high school, you know, being a guy in high school. Practice is practice, but it's not really practice. And then getting to Alabama with Nick Saban as a freshman, and just being like, I'm not about this life. Like, this is practice. Like, this is what you call practice. And again, I'm so shocked. Okay, I'm not shocked. No, I'm surprised that they kept it in there because that's a really easy to nearly quit Alabama because the work was too hard. It's like, dude, he never said that. But also, again, when people were saying that Tua doesn't like hard coaching and that's why not, doesn't like Brian Flores, when people were saying he trained under Nick Saban, it doesn't get much harder than that. So again, it's actually the one thing I did enjoy also was Tyreek Hill needs to brush up on his Dolphins history when he talks about Dan Marino being part of the 72 team, and Tua was like, nah, it's the 80s.
No. He said that?
Yeah.
He said Marino. I didn't catch that part.
Yeah.
And I didn't catch Tua correcting him either.
Yeah, he was talking about Dan being a legend and Dan, and Dan winning 2 Super Bowls like in the 70s, and Tua was like, nah, that was
I didn't no way I did not get. How did I miss that?
Because it's very much like, yeah,
that's cringeworthy though. I would have caught that, bro.
Yeah, and unless I completely misheard Tyreek Hill, Hill definitely speaks about Marino winning 2 Super Bowls, and Tua was like, no, Marino played in the 80s, because he also said and that's it. Because then Hill also said that Saban played for the Dolphins, and Tua was like, no, he coached the Dolphins.
I caught that part.
Yeah,
I caught that part.
So, no, sorry.
No, you good. I was going to go on the bonus side.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, he'll need to brush up on his Dolphins history, but it will come.
Yeah, he hasn't even put on a jersey yet, other than for pictures. So, yeah, you got to get right. Hey, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. I should finish the whole, I was going to say her name again story. I should finish the whole high school crush story, but I'll bring it back closer to the season and tell y'all how man, it was some shooters gonna shoot, Kadeem. I'll be shooting in the gym. Just know that. But y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time.
For those expecting the should Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle be on special teams episode, that's coming soon. Obviously, this we thought took precedent, like we had to get this out and stuff. But yeah, I think that's all the notes I made. No, there was 2 things about we didn't get to in the episode. One, 2 were talking about throwing interceptions, and 2 were talking about Dan Marino's favorite saying, "Pick a guy and let it fly."
Pick a guy, let it fly.
That's Dan. That's Ryan Fitzpatrick. That is not Tua. Tua's not a pick it. And again, it's very funny. If Tua adopted that pick a guy and let it fly mentality, it's time for interception. People like Tua's, what's he doing? Like that's just stupid. So that was quite funny. But what Tua said about
hold on. Let's keep it at pick a guy, let it fly. So Ryan Tannehill said the same thing. So Ryan Tannehill said he said Marino was sitting in the quarterback room with him, and that was his mantra: pick a guy, let it fly. Pick a guy, let it fly is cool when you got a arm like Marino and a line like Marino had. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Richmond Webb. You feel me? Like when you got that line, pick a guy, let it fly. Absolutely. And I don't have a problem with Tua letting it fly if he had time to do it. It's not like I get concerned when he drops back and throws deep. But I'm like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Nah, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget. LB came home from a assignment. You know, we have assignments on the roads, and we'll be gone 6-8 months. He was like, hey man, who's the Jerry Judy dude people keep telling me about? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah, he all right, he nice. You feel me? I like CeeDee Lamb better than Jerry Judy, and I thought CeeDee Lamb was gonna be better than Jerry Judy. I think I got that right so far. It's early. And LB comes home from a job, and I'm like, oh yeah, there go your boy right there. There go your boy right there. put the ball on the money, hit him in the hands on a deep post. Jerry Jeudy, it bounced off his hands, and LB never liked Jerry Jeudy ever again after that. But pick a guy, let it fly is cool, but you got to have a line to pick a guy, let it fly.
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill said pick 10.
Yeah, like
pick
pick 10. So that's quite fun. But then also, Tua talking about interceptions and the mentality after. So obviously, he'll tell the story about how playing against Denver, he throws the ball, it's intercepted, which was quite funny as well because he was like, the guy came out of nowhere. He was like, I don't know where the guy was. He came out of nowhere, won the pick six, had to tackle him, all that kind of stuff. He was like, I was too small, I couldn't see over the line. But Tua talks about throwing an interception, and his first thing is like, I let the team down. But he also said that he has to clear it from his mind, and the mentality can't be we have to score straight away. He says, has to relax, go through normal progressions. But he also says that he goes around to the team, says to the offensive line, that's on me, that's my fault. Go to the wide receivers, that's on me, that's my fault. So for anyone that says Tua's not a leader, like that, again, all this stuff is just disproving all of that kind of stuff. Because if Tua wasn't a leader, he throw an interception and just go sit by himself and be like, okay, whatever. But he takes accountability. He knows he messed up, even when he doesn't mess up, because not all the interceptions are on him. But he's like, you know what? I'll take that one on the shoulders. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to get this right? And he talks about taking the reads, going through the progressions, and letting the play do the talking. And that's one thing Tua has shown in Miami. After an interception, the Dolphins are probably going to score a touchdown, because that's when Tua turns into Assassin 2 and like, you know what? I made a mistake. Now watch this. Again, people talk about the Falcons and the Jags game and how Tua threw the interception, which lost the game. That's not true. After the interceptions, he drove down the field, scored a touchdown. The Dolphins were winning. The defense didn't see it out. That's a whole other issue. But again, that whole him talking about that thing was really fascinating. And I'll end on this. I didn't think Tua really gave interviews like that. Now I am doing whatever I can, putting it out there into existence. You give me and you 5 minutes on this show with Tua. Oh my days, 5 minutes. Even if it's just, what's your favorite show on Netflix? I'll be happy just asking that.
Yeah, Tua and Go Time Dolphins. We might change it to Go Time Tua for that episode. But Brett Favre said the same thing that Tua said. Like, bro, I think Brett Favre threw a pick, and in the very next throw, he came back on the field was another pick. That happened twice in Brett Favre's career. He said, don't think I go to the sideline like, oh no, I gotta be careful. He said, I come out like, just wait till you see the next one. Like, because I'm out here. I'm still here. I got to get those back. So I need my quarterback to think like that, man. And if you I think most athletes think like that.
Yeah.
I think most of them are on some, nah, man. I can't I can't do it like that. I'll let my brother, he played punt returner in college, and I'll let him tell you the story whenever he comes on and argue with me about Tua. I'll let him tell you the story about his punt return days. And yeah, man, I like it.